Welcome to Bits of an Artist's Life. This is Sandi Hester. If you are new here, welcome. If you have been here before and you're revisiting, welcome back. I am excited about this week's video. I am starting a new series that I'm excited about and that I think will be very helpful to y'all. I'm starting a new series called My Favorites. You guys ask me a lot about my favorite stuff, like favorite sketchbooks, favorite supplies, favorites. So now I'm going to be doing a whole video on whatever that favorite is. Today is going to be on sketchbooks, my favorite sketchbooks. That way you can go to that video, learn all about it. I'll also have these things posted on my website. I have favorite supplies listed on my website with like brands and all of that. And I'll have these videos linked with those individual things for the future. But today we're going to talk about favorite sketchbooks. I don't know why I'm singing, but I do that randomly around here. If you're new here, sorry about that. If you're old here or, been here before, you're used to it. And hopefully you don't mind. Let's jump into today's video of favorite sketchbooks because y'all asked me about sketchbooks. That's probably the top thing that I'm asked about, maybe. So let's tackle it today. Love a good sketchbook. So let me tell you about my favorites. Oh, I just did like that big eyeball thing. I don't know why I just did that. But let's go talk about the favorites. Let's jump into the favorite of favorite sketchbooks. I gathered up everything. I've got all the info so I can give you all the info. Hopefully will help you decide if you're wanting to try any of these. So right now I have two top favorites. I say right now because I do like to try different things and sometimes what I like does change from brand and also size. But right now, for the last several years, the two brands that I've been loving the most is the Ranger Delusions and the Talons Art Creations. So I'm going to just take the Delusions or the Ranger. I really never know what to call it. I feel like it has like several names. On the packaging, it says Delusions, but then like Ranger, I don't know. I feel confused, but anyways, and then it also has the Creative Journal. It's like, what is the name? I'm not real sure. But I do love it. It comes in a few different sizes. And I have one, I think this is all three of the sizes. There could be one more. They don't come in a huge range of sizes. And this is like the only cover, which I actually really like. These two I'm going to talk about in a minute. This is not my favorite size. And you do have to be careful when you're ordering the 8 by 11, because it can come in. Actually, that's not even. Yeah, that is 8 by 11. This is more of the landscape size. I personally don't love that one, but we'll talk about that. I'll show you that in a minute. And then there's a smaller one here. I particularly don't love it either. I do hope I remember to come back to those. But this is let me get my info close by here. This is the 8 by 5. Put it over here. I absolutely love this size. I love the way they have this laid out. There's this nice pocket. I always get excited about pockets, though I never use them. Is there a pocket back here too? No. But it's there in case you do want to use it. It's bound in a way that it can lay flat. I mean, even just that little bit of red makes me so happy. And the pages are quite thick. They take anything. I mean, I throw all kinds of stuff at them. So this is acrylic, it's soft pastel, lots of water. I get asked a lot about why I put something in between pages. I will either use glassine or just paper, because like something like this where I have soft pastel, or even something like this that has just regular acrylic, not my matte acrylic, they can stick together. This has soft pastel. Look, I just got my fingers all dirty. So I want to be able to protect them so they're not smushing, or if I use just regular acrylic, it could kind of stick together. So I either use glassine or just paper and stick that in between the pages. This paper is super thick. It's made for mixed media. It can handle, just all kinds of stuff. and it's cream. What's interesting though is that in the like stuff that it tells you about it when you're going to purchase it, it says white, but it is for certain cream paper. Yeah, I absolutely love it. The pages feel like thick wallpaper when you've painted on them, and I just really couldn't be happier with the sketchbook. It is a little heavy, I think, just because of the thick paper, but I just don't really mind it. And then, you know, when I'm sticking more paper in between, it does start getting heavy. I do find that I don't take this one out with me on location as much. I use it in the studio the most. But like this is all watercolor right here. Look at how pretty that watercolor sits on that paper. This is acrylic and color pencil and oil pastel. I absolutely love it. So let me see if I remembered all the info. 64 pages, heavy matte white is what it calls it, but it's cream. Cardstock. They don't even give you like numbers, they just say cardstock. The 8x5 is made just as nice. Oh wait, let me mention this too, because this is really nice. It has this elastic thing. I mean, how can I forget little wonderful things like that? Very nice. The 8x5 is made in the same way, has a cute little pocket. Something about this size for me though, I don't know what it is. I don't love it. I don't know why. But I just don't. I don't find that I reach for it a ton. Maybe if I started using it more, I would get used to the size. It seems very similar to the art creation size when you look at it like this. But then I think when you actually open the pages, is it the same size? I think it's just a little different, a little bit. I mean, it's so close. I really should give this more of a try. For some reason, it just feels smaller to me. Again, the cream paper. And then this size, I cannot, for some reason, get into this size. I mean, when I paint it in here, I do like it. I do like it for the fact that I can use both sizes, or not both sizes, both pages. And I think when I look at that, I do like it. I like looking at the stuff that I've done. I think I just, for some reason, well, and I'm almost done with this. Wow. Well, maybe I do like it. I've been using it quite a bit. This is what I kind of like it for. You know, I could get 3 kind of squarish landscapes on this. That was me practicing with oil pastels and smooshing them. Me and my color charts. And if you just like kind of that size over here, it's nice for documenting or writing. I feel like I'm talking myself into this sketchbook as I'm looking at it. I'm not meaning to give you a sketchbook tour here, but that format is quite nice. See, I took this one out in the yard with me one day and did 2 quick sketches. Oh, maybe 2, like when that's laying on my lap and I'm trying to use it. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just like processing this out loud now and y'all are having to listen. Okay, so there's that stuff. Sometimes you have to buy something and try it to know if you like it or not. Okay, let's now move on to the art creation sketchbook. Now let's take a look at the beloved art creation sketchbook. This is a favorite amongst a lot of us, and I know that, but I still want to go through the information just in case you have not given this sketchbook a try. It's very affordable. There's a lot of variety to it, and it takes a punch with stuff that you can throw at it. I absolutely love this sketchbook for a lot of reasons. The size that I buy the most is this 8 by, what is this, like 8 by 5 size. This, what size is this? 11 by 8 is what I bought the most of for a long time. And I think I'm starting to move back to this. I just go back and forth, but I do have more of this smaller size filled up. I'm finding that I can get more information down when I'm out at a place painting, out on location. I'm a slow drawer and painter, and if I have something large like this, it just takes me quite a bit more time to fill the page, I'm finding. So there's this size. They come in a lot of sizes. I don't even have all the sizes. They're hardback, they're cream pages, which a lot of us do love the cream. You either love the cream or you don't like the cream. I definitely like the cream. Hardback, let's see, lots of colors. I don't even think I have all the colors. I know I don't have all the colors. Let's see, hardback, cream colors, cream paper, 80 sheets. Did I tell you how many sheets the other one? The Ranger has 64 sheets. I don't think I mentioned that. I should have gone through my list. 80 sheets. It's 90 pound or 140 GSM. It comes in a ton of different shapes. I only have, like, I guess this is the same shape, but just 2 different sizes. I do have this little square one. This is like 4 by 4. I thought I was going to love this. I do not love this. It is definitely not my thing. In fact, I'm going to keep this out though to do color swatches on, because do y'all remember when I chopped off, probably like a couple years ago, several years ago, I don't even remember what this sketchbook is, but I was going to use this for color swatches, and there's literally not a single thing in here. I found this recently and I was like, I need to keep this out because I'm always color swatching like in a good sketchbook page. So color swatch sketchbooks. Let's see, what else did I want to tell you about this? Here is the cover info if you would like to see it. And the paper is quite a bit thinner. Well, way thinner, obviously, than the Ranger sketchbook. Let's see if I can talk and like flip. But you can use anything on it. I mean, I use oil pastels, markers, paint. You will notice that I skip a page, and the only reason I do that is because, in fact, let me just show you. Yes, so this has all kinds of stuff on it, and you can tell that it did not bleed through. Once in a blue moon, there'll be a little bit of a bleed through, and maybe you'll see that as I'm flipping through this, but you don't really have to worry about bleed through. These sketchbooks will just take everything. But the reason I leave a page in between is because we are going to do a book at some point of my sketchbooks. Hopefully we'll do several books, and it's easier, I've been told, for, oh my gosh, I cannot finish a sentence. For if I end up scanning the pages, it's better to have, a page in between. That's what I've been told. So that's what I've done for a lot of it. But these older ones, I did not do that. This size does make me kind of happy as I look back. But I mean, you name it, and I've used this in here. Inks. I mean, so this is ink right here, and it did not go through. If you're filling the page, you just don't even have to worry about it. Okay, look at this page. This was, worked like crazy, and like I've really worked the paper. It did ball up just a little bit. If you ever have trouble with your paper in a sketchbook balling up, like you've really wet it and you've kind of worked it hard, just stop. Let everything dry and settle, and then you can keep working over it. I think sometimes people are like, oh no, it's like kind of balling up and shredding a little and it can't take stuff. Well, it can. You just need to not overwork really saturated wet paper. If you're using a lot of paint, that's not going to saturate the paper. But you just need to let everything dry a little bit, and then you can come back to it and it will be fine. Let me look at my list to make sure I've told you everything. Oh, let me tell you some prices. So, let me get my little sizes back out. The 4x4, and I'm going by Blick prices unless I tell you that it's Amazon. But at Blick, this is about $7.25. The 5x8 is about $10.82, and then this 11x8 is $16.48 at the time that I'm filming this. So a really good price for 80 sheets of paper. And if you're not skipping pages like I am, you can really just, there's just a lot to it, and these pages just take a beating. Did I already say that? I probably did. Okay, let's move on to my next favorite. My next favorite is a honkin' big sketchbook in the Moleskine. It is the Art Collection sketchbook, not the watercolor, but the cheaper version. I love, love, love this paper. It's very, very similar to, is this the same one? Yes, to the Art Creations. I love this in the jumbo size. I have not worked in it for a while. I do think this summer I'm going to take it out more. Let me tell you the specs, and then we can look at some of the paper. This is 12x16. I do like the smaller version too, which is 8x11. This large one is quite expensive, but you get a lot of pages. You get 96 cream pages. And I have found it from $35. I think that was on Amazon. I think even right now you can get it for $31 on Amazon. And then at Blick, it's more expensive, like up to like $53. Quite expensive. Hardcover, 111 pound paper, or 165 GM or GSM, I think. This size right here is the 8x11, and it's $36 to $41. So the Art Creations is a lot more affordable, and it's very similar pages. Let me show you this right here. Can you read that? There's the info on the back. And the paper is really wonderful. I always use the front cover too, or the first couple pages to like test supplies. Again, man, you can just throw everything at this paper and it feels like wallpaper. It may be, is it thicker than, yes, it is thicker than the Talons. You can't necessarily tell by feel. I don't know, I did just feel it. Marker, paint, this is from 2021, and that was like a year where I was doing weird stuff. I think there's some of that weird stuff in here. But I've used tons of paint. This is even like kind of glossy paint, and things are not sticking together. Every now and then I'll kind of open it and it'll sound a little, yeah, like that. But I do love this. This is like the weird stage, the tiger man pooping, and then for some reason I was like, oh, let's make him eating meatballs and pooping meatballs. I don't know. What did I write up here? Oh, meatballs in and out. Oh my gosh. So what's nice about this kind of large sketchbook, it allows you to play. I feel like it's like the next step before canvas. It's a place that I can do really big movements and have to put a lot of material down. It just gives me freedom though. And yeah, okay, look, that page stuck a little bit together because I was using slick acrylic paint instead of matte paint. I'm not really meaning to give you a sketchbook tour, but here I am just flipping through. Love, love, love this sketchbook. And flipping through this, I feel like showing you all of these is making me want to get these back out. Very big, not the most convenient for, going out on location someplace, but yeah, I have taken that out, but I think it's mainly in the studio. I need to finish these. I have two that are almost finished. One of the things I was thinking about for this summer though that could be really nice, though it's big, it could be really nice for having this open, especially as I'm working in my watercolors now, and getting at least 2 larger size. And it could be landscape, it could be square, but I could work right here. I could test the colors, I could write things up here. Yes, I've convinced myself I'm gonna do that. Do I wanna do that? Yeah, I think maybe, even though it's kind of heavy, yes, I think I'm gonna do that next time I go out. Okay, let me show you the smaller one, which is like 8 by 11. It's the same paper. And like this is watercolor, it takes watercolor beautifully. I think I mentioned that it's cream. I feel like maybe it's not as cream. It is less cream than the Talons. So maybe if you're looking for something in between, that would be good. This is one I did yesterday actually, quickly, really quickly in watercolor. And again, these are pages I am throwing a ton of material at, and it doesn't bleed through. I can just work it and it's happy. I feel like maybe it doesn't ball up as much as the Talons. I just can't really remember. I haven't worked in this one in a while. Oh, I'll say that. Here, I just did that one yesterday. Very, very happy with these. I've not tried the watercolor. I like smooth paper, and I think the watercolor has a little bit of texture to it, and I just don't like that. I like very smooth paper. Very happy with these. A little pricier. Let's see how many pages. So you get 96, and with the Talons you get 80. So you do get a little more, but you're definitely paying more. But sometimes you have to do that at least once to see if you like the sketchbook or not. Okay, let's wrap up with my last one, and let's get to it. Oh, let me show it to you. I'm being so weird. This last one is a Stillman and Burn, and it is very, very, very thick paper. So if you are into thick paper, this is a good one. It is white paper though. This one is a hardback. They have some soft covers. I'll show you that in a minute. But this is hard cover, which I do like taking out with me so much better than soft cover, because if I do forget my little board that I use to kind of as my table, at least I've got this hard back thing. I have not worked in this. Did I even finish this one? Yes, I finished this. I think there was one I was looking for. Let me see. Oh, yes. I just grabbed one that I had already finished. I've got my other one someplace else. I've actually got a whole video on this sketchbook tour if you're wanting to see it. But again, I mean, you can just put everything on this paper. Very thick. It's not real heavy either. That's because you don't get a lot of pages in it. Meatballs. Oh yeah, more tigers. I bet I did these and then was like, let's have him eating the meatballs. Who knows what was going on in my brain. But again, another one that you can just throw a lot of stuff in. It's nice thick paper. It is white. For me, I'm just not into white paper right now. Okay, this was a page that had glossy acrylic, and you could hear that it kind of stuck a little bit together, which is fine to me. Okay, let me tell you the specs on this. So this is the hardcover, which is the Zeta series. I can't remember if this Zeta series comes in soft cover too, but it is 180 pound, 270 GSM, so very thick. This is 8 by 11 and it was $28. Stillman and Burn makes great sketchbooks. In fact, that's all I used to buy. These two are the soft cover. This one is the Epsilon series. I feel like I can't remember exactly what the difference between the Alpha and the Epsilon. I'm wondering if it was the textured paper. I think it's all kind of smooth. It's a little more absorbent, so some papers have a little more sizing on them. And I really like paper that has sizing. This doesn't have as much. So for some reason I just kind of moved away from it. But I did like the size. And wow, this one's really old. I have sketchbook tours of all these, but they do have soft covers. I think they're a little cheaper, but I do really like this hardcover. And I have a second one that I've been working in. So I usually use more expensive sketchbooks like this when I know I'm going to sit down and do, probably in the studio, a finished painting. And it's usually in a series that I'm kind of already working in. So these, back when I was doing my still lifes, and I'd be working on a canvas one and maybe want to play around with it here. So those are my top favorite sketchbooks. I hope it was helpful. Let me know if you have a favorite one and why it's your favorite. And let me know if any of these are some of your favorites too. I know I've not tried everything. It makes me a little nervous to say, tell me your favorite ones, because I don't really need to be buying anymore. You know how that is. I know you're probably like, yes, we know how that is, because now you're making us want to buy some more. I'm sorry about that. I know that happens when you start showing like supplies and stuff. But if I'm going to tell you my favorites, I have to show you my favorites and tell you about them. All right, that is it for this week. And let me know if you're excited about this series. Let me know if there's anything in this favorite series that you would like me to do. I've got a whole list of favorites, from things like pastels to paints, studio tools, on and on and on. I've been creating a list, and I'm going to be doing just these sporadically in between other things. But there it is today. I hope this wasn't too long for the sketchbook tour. And I will see you back here in 2 weeks.